everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, and in today's video we are going to plan out our May calendar and budget. So in May it is my 3 paycheck month, so that's exciting. We also have one birthday, and then we also have Mother's Day. So we are going to plan out our bills. So our phone bill is typically due on the 1st, and I still have not received, actually I did receive the bill. It's $210, but that was before we paid off the second cell phone, and so I'm waiting for them to send a revised bill. So I don't know how much it's going to be. I'm going to estimate 170. I think I said 160 last time, but I think it's going to be a little higher. So I'm just going to put it at 170, and hopefully, it'll be around that or less. So our State Farm bill comes out on the 5th, but I'm going to put it on the 3rd because it's technically due on the 3rd. And then our tithe will come out the following Monday. I can go ahead and put that for these 2 weeks, and then also pretty much every Monday. And then we will have another one come out in June, so, but I'll budget for it in May, but it won't come out until June. So our next bill will be Hulu, and it's typically $97. Spotify will come out around the 14th. And that is $18. The 15th we have rent. And we also have Planet Fitness for $11, and my Sterling Ink subscription, it charges to the card, but it happens on the 15th, so I like to write that down. And then on the 17th is my Kindle Unlimited, but that also charges to the card, so that's for $13. And then on the 24th, we have Frontier for $95. You would think I would have these memorized, but I guess because they sometimes go up, I can't keep track. Netflix is $13. And then our Chase is due here, so I just like to write that down. And then on the 28th, Comp International comes out, and that is for $50. So also we have our son's preschool, so I typically like to pay them every 2 weeks. So we will have 2 written out, but we'll also have another one due on the 3rd, but I will be budgeting it with it for this 31st check. So, and then for our 10K savings challenge, I think for May we're supposed to save $820. Let me pull that right quick. I think May is 77, yeah, 820. But since this is my 3 paycheck month, I kind of want to save higher. So for June, we have higher numbers here. This is 480, 567, 930 for June. So I think I'm going to switch these two. So I'm going to save the higher amount in June, and then for May we will stuff that in June. So I'm just going to go ahead and write this down in this little box up here. So we are going to do 930. And then on the 16th, it is my dad's birthday. And then on the 12th, it's Mother's Day. And other than that, I possibly could be going on a work trip this last weekend in May, but I should not have to budget anything for that. So if I do, it'll probably be in the budget with me. But for now, I don't think I'm going to budget anything for it. So this is a look at the calendar. And so now I'm going to bring out my other binder. Where I keep, this is where I typically budget on the kind of like the monthly view and not on a weekly basis. So let me see if I can prop this up and work through here. So for income, and I may have rollover, but at this point I do not know. So probably any rollover is just going to be for bills we had budgeted for in April that have not actually cleared yet. So I'm just going to put our income we are anticipating for May. And that is $10,946. And for our monthly bills, this is probably not going to be enough lines, but let's get started on it. So, or I could try to group it. So, total for tithe, and this is going to be, that's going to be various dates. I'm just going to leave it blank, but we should have about 1,100 in tithe. And then my son's preschool, we are going to have to budget for 3 checks. which is $780. So, and then the first bill for May, oh, I just put school again, is going to be State Farm, which is due on the 3rd, and that's going to be $300. We'll have Hulu, which is due on the 8th, for $98. Spotify, which is due on the 14th, for $18. Planet Fitness, which is due on the 15th, for $11. Oh, which I forgot to write my husband's truck on the calendar view. So next is rent, also due on the 15th, for $1,200. And then we'll have Frontier, on the 24th, for $95. Also on the 24th is Netflix, which is $13. Comp International, on the 28th, and that is for $50. Okay, so I technically should have done some of these twice. So that is the end of our May bills. But then if we start saving for June's, AT&T will be due on 6/1, and I'm gonna budget $170 for that. And actually, maybe I'll just group them together. So for my last paycheck in May, I am going to budget for June's State Farm bill, Hulu again, Spotify again, and rent again, because my next paycheck after June will, I think, is like around the 14th, and so I'm having to cover the first 2 weeks of June with my last check of May. So that's kind of why you don't get an actual full extra paycheck. You're still having to budget for the next month's bills. So it is a little bit of an increase, but it's not like your whole paycheck. So I'm gonna put State Farm, Hulu, Spotify, and rent. And so that total is $1,617. So let's take 1,100 plus 780. $54.52. Let me double check. $54.52. Yes. Okay. So 54.52 is for bills. And then let's subtract that from our income. We have $54.94 left to work with. $54.94. So down here is the debt payoff. Since we are still in April, I don't know what our truck balance is, but our only debt is the truck with our credit union, and our payment is $607, but I have a bit of a cushion in that account, so I only budget $600 a month for it. So let's subtract 600 from that, and we've got $48.94 left. So for our variable expenses, we've got groceries. We are really trying not to eat out, but I am going to go ahead and budget a little bit of money towards dining out, just in case, you know, there's just a night where we really cannot cook, or we're out and about and we really need to get something to eat. But we're going to try to cook more. So, and I've got gas, and I've got household, and I went ahead and filled out my cash planning sheet, but I technically should have put that money over here, so some of it anyway. So we've got one birthday, we've got Mother's Day, and then we filed our taxes last month, and so we need to make a payment for our tax prep to pay for our tax return, and I think that's it. So, but I'm gonna come back to this because I kind of typically use household as a filler. So like for birthday, I know we're gonna need 100. For tax prep, I need 85. And then I think I'm budgeting an extra week of gas, so gas is $280. Dining out, I think I'm doing $160. Okay, so let's come back to the rest, and let's go ahead and do our sinking funds and our cash envelopes that we're stuffing for. So for our 10K savings challenge, I wanted to save $930. For car registration, 30. Car maintenance, I'm trying to do 50 a month. For subscriptions, 75 per month. And see, here's where I wrote taxes, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave that blank. New cell phones, let's do 50. Groceries, let's do 10. This is just kind of a buffer, maybe in case we go over, we can pull from there. For home, let's budget 100. Medical is 15. Miscellaneous is 10. homeschool. We are thinking about homeschooling our son, and I want to start buying stuff for his curriculum, and so I'm going to go ahead and start putting some cash in here. See, and this is for emergency funds, so this is another one that needs to go over here. We had to pull $120 out of our emergency fund for our taxes, and so I'm going to replenish that. And for Christmas, 200 birthdays, I put over here. So, but this will be cash, so I just need to make sure I don't double count this. So I've got birthday down here for 100. I will need to pull that out in cash, but I just don't need to double count it. So for Father's Day, let's put in 50. For 1 month ahead, I am going to try to save a whopping $600 for that. For my personal spending, it's actually, I am going to try to replace that Starbucks I have in my folder. So I want to save 100. So it's technically money I already have, but I'm switching the bills out. So I want to save that 100 for the Starbucks savings. I just want to save like one of each. So I'm going to put in mine 100, and then also for Mother's Day, I think I'm going to give myself another 100. So I'm going to put 200 in my envelope. My son, I'm just going to give him 5. For health, we're going to do 10. New car fund gets 50. Vacation gets 50. Family fun gets 50. Date night and anniversary, I have not put anything into these two. And I kind of want to budget 100. Because we have not been able to save for these two. But we could, for anniversary, we don't really celebrate our anniversary that much. We've been trying to pay off debt since like 2019. So, and now we're trying to save for a house. So I don't think we need a lot of money to celebrate. I mean, it could be a simple, you know, maybe going to the movies or something. So, and plus I really wanted this category. My husband has been wanting to go to Bora Bora for like forever. And so I was thinking maybe we could do that for like our 10-year anniversary. And so this would be just us slowly building up to it. So let's just go ahead and put 50 in those two envelopes. And then birthday parties is going to get 50. School activities, we're going to do 30. And then I'm going to put 70 in extracurriculars. My son has been wanting to do gymnastics, and so I want to get him started on that. And then let's do 20 for baby. So let's add this up and see how much we have. I'm not going to count birthdays. I've got 2805. Let's do it again. All right, third time's a charm. These 50s are messing me up. So this is 1, 2. So I've got 300 right there in 50s. Now I came up with a totally different number. Okay, guys, 1 second. $28.05. There we go. Okay. So let's go over here to savings, and we're gonna do our 10K savings. And that is 930. We're gonna do our high yield savings, which there's going to be 3 checks, so that's going to be 150 each. And then for sinking funds, we've got the 2805 minus 930, so 2805. We've got 1875 going towards sinking funds. So that's 3105 for our savings. And so let's go back to 4894. $17.89. $17.89, yes. Okay. So we've got $17.89 to work with for our variable spending. So let's put $17.89, and I've already got $160 planned out for dining out. I've got $280 for gas. I've got $100 for birthday. I've got $85 for tax prep. I've got $120 for our emergency fund. So we have $10.44 left. For Mother's Day, I don't think I need any more because I put that $100 in my envelope. And so for groceries, we're going to have May is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 Mondays. So if I do 120 times 4, that's 480 for groceries. So I need to put 564 here for household. Okay, so remaining we had $48.94. Yeah, so that gave us $301 remaining after our variable spending. So this is going to be a big savings month for us. So crossing our fingers, we'll be able to save this $31.05. And so after that, we will be at a zero-based budget. So this video was a little long. Thank y'all for sticking around with me. Our truck payment, typically it's due on the 28th, but we transfer it much sooner than that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and add that over here to the 28th. So that is it for our budgeting out our May calendar and our budget for the month of May. So I am excited, and we will see how it goes. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.